The nostalgia viewing hunt? Why, yes, we remember that guy. Yeah, we met him just the other night while we were searching for a DVD store.
Yeah, we were trying to find something to watch when we came across his path.
Yes, apparently he was looking for some people to partake in a little review session because apparently that got a lot of views online. We said to him that's a very good suggestion, even though I didn't technically know it was a suggestion. But nonetheless, we pointed him to a certain spooky house which might have been able to help.
So we were reducing up the old place a bit when in walks the nostalgia viewing hand.
Even though we did try to shoo him away from the house because there are so much scary things happening.
Tell me about it. At one point I didn't even realize that mover guy's ghost stories were actually true.
Yeah, you didn't believe them from the very start when we moved into this house.
Don't rub it in, guys. But anyway, he came in and he says he was looking for somebody to help out in his review thing because apparently that got a lot of views online, as you might have noticed before from the other interview. Well, I said to him, you could try, but most of the stories we tell here are often kind of spooky than they are entertaining.
Yeah, that's correct. But we were able to pick him up with three guys who were very good friends of ours.
Okay, just to clarify, we weren't actually friends with them. They were just our business partners.
But I didn't remember having a business partner.
Well, you do now. Easy, Hank. Alice. But anyway, yeah, they did call us up, and we had a little chat with the nostalgia viewing hand.
Yeah, they called us while we were in the middle of our, little practicing.
Yes, of course. So we tried to answer his question, but we did know that we were too busy to try and help him out. So we decided to pass the phone down to a certain somebody and her partner who could maybe help in the comedic business.
Comedic? That what this was about? You expect me to talk about comedic stuff when you said I was going to talk about my dangerous missions? Easy, Agent Ping. Okay, fine. I'll talk. But don't be so lucky that I'm not happy. But anyway, yes, we did have a talk with him. And I was also able to get him in contact with a certain special friend of mine.
We had a bit of a chat with him after the DVD connected his phone call to us. Yes, even though Woody coldly interrupted me while I was trying to talk about my marvelous space adventures to the nostalgia viewing hand. Those space adventures that you were talking about aren't comedic, Buzz, remember? Right. Must have forgotten. Oh, why do I even bother? But anyways, we did manage to give him some advice and talk to a person who might know a thing or two about comedic business. Woody and Buzz approached me while I was in the process of making my most famous popsicles, and they said that there was someone on the phone for me to talk about comedic antics. I, of course, said yes and jumped straight to the challenge. But what I didn't realize is that it happens to be one of my old comedy partners, the Nostalgia Viewing Hand. Some of you might not notice, but he left me while we were trying to do a little nature circus show. He said that I needed more styling. My show needed more character. So he just left and started doing his own show. Pretty disappointing. So I hung up and transferred him to a lovely, gorgeous girl that I met oh so heavenly 9 years ago. But, my wife, Judy Hobbs, is much better.
When Nick Wilde offered the Nostalgia Viewing Hands call to me, I of course said, sure, I could take it. So I answered the phone and Nostalgia Viewing Hands showed up. He said he was looking for something comedic or whatever, because apparently that got a lot of views online. I said that must have been a very good question, even though it technically wasn't a question, but nevertheless, I called up a certain friend to help me out on this.
Certain friend? How can I be a certain friend? I never even met that girl. Although, she does look pretty hot with her features. But anyways, I did have a call with the Nostalgia Viewing Hand, and he looked pretty ugly, so I hung up. Yeah, I hung up. So then the others hung up, and then he said thanks anyway, whatever, blah blah blah, and he left the spooky house, and then he went to see someone who looks strangely familiar to me. I never do comedic business. So he left, found another person. I like to do comedic business. I mean, I have a whole news report on comedic business. So that's when the Nostalgia Viewing Hand came up to me. He asked me if I wanted to do a little comedy gag to get more views online. Well, I of course had to tell him no because I was on my way to a little news report I had to do. And just in case you were wondering, it was a news report on the missing coffin of Bloodracula. Boy, I didn't remember talking to that hand. I am Count Bloodracula, for Christ's sake. However, he did go into the location of a very strange mortal. I would might suck his blood one day. But no offense. Or maybe... Seeing as I'm the last one to interview, I brought in my girlfriend.
Nice to meet you.
So anyway, we did have a talk with the Nostalgia Viewing Hand, and we decided there is no way to do comedic stuff to get more views online.
Because the best thing you need is romance. So, he accepted and we accepted.
And together, the three of us made some great views online.
That reminds me, you want to do another R&R?
Sure, babe.
Oh, I almost forgot. I heard this one joke from Nick Wilde. It was, what do you call a one-humped bunny?
Let me guess. Pregnant?
pregnant. I want to get pregnant.
Oh boy.